Okay, so now that we've discussed the basic requirements of off-camera flash lighting, let's see what the options are. Cheapest method, wired. Basically, simple cable that connects from the camera to the flash. Advantages of this is, as I said, extremely cheap. The cons of this are that you will always be tethered to something. Now, if you're working quickly, or if you're even a serious amateur, this is going to come unstuck at some point, because sooner or later somebody's going to trip over a cable and pull something out. Another major problem with this is that, unfortunately, even the professional gear uses this, you get this nasty little PC plug. Now, if this is connected to the camera and the flash, it means that as it is, it's going to be basically getting pulled around. And this plug is unreliable to start off with, and you can imagine that when it gets pulled around, it's going to be even worse. So half the time your flash is not going to go off. Let's explain how it's actually set up. It's pretty simple. Some cameras, not this one, have a PC sync cable, basically on the connector on the side. That's where this would actually plug in here. In this case, this camera actually doesn't have it. So we have an adapter. The adapter basically fits into the hot shoe as follows, like that. There we go. And you plug it in like that. And off you go. Now, in this case, the cable that I've got, because I don't use these much, has got basically a standard 3.5mm mini jack on the back. Normally it would be PC to PC, or you'll need an adapter. Now I don't have one here, but you can get an adapter that would actually connect to the bottom of the flash. If you're lucky, your flash has got its own PC connector, in which case you can get a PC to PC cable. So in terms of costs, this is by far the cheapest method. Let's talk option 2, infrared. The pros of this system: no cable. That is a big thing. All on its own, nothing to trip over. You can move around with ease. The disadvantages are line of sight only. So it works pretty much like an infrared remote control that you use on your TV. If you're pointing it at something, as long as that something can be seen, it will work. If it can't be seen, for example, if you're putting something behind a fence, around the wall, you're going to run into problems. The options that you can get, I use Canon systems. Now, there are a couple of different flashes that will talk to each other, and there are a couple of commanders that will talk to each other. Here we've got 580EX. It's currently the top of the range Canon flash. It has the ability to actually command any compatible Canon flash. So it can basically be a master. This is a 430EX, and with this on camera and this off camera, I can get this flash to trigger that. Problem is, I've now got two flashes. That's a good couple of $100, and so is that. So that's an expensive option. Okay, you can also get a commander, which I've tried a couple of things over a period of time. I've learned the hard way. This commander will actually send a signal, so it basically does the same as this, but it's just a commander, and it'll then send a signal, which now means that I'm able to control these two flashes off camera. Now, the big hassle that I continually ran into when I was doing this is that this is the infrared system. So the minute I'm actually sitting like this, if you imagine yourself being the commander, now that infrared is behind. So now I've got to find a way to get that infrared back. And there's always this line of sight problem. In my opinion, this system is probably the most painful of all of them, because it gives you enough to get excited, but lets you down because it limits you tremendously. In a way, I'd almost do a wired option before I do this. So the final solution is wireless. Advantages: no cables to trip over or pull or have to hide, and no line of sight issues, so you can pretty much take the flash wherever you need. Cheapest option, Cactus Flash. This will cost you, I think, under $30, if even that. This is great if you are just wanting to mess around and you're not serious, and if you are working for yourself. If you are looking at working with a client, no, you don't go near these things. Allow me to show you. This is a PT-04 on a Canon flash. Nah, not going to work. It performs a lot better on the Nikon, and it's quite stable on the Nikon. There we go, but there, let's see if I can get it to do it. There, two flashes, although I pressed it once. So it does its own thing. In terms of range is not bad. You can get away with this if you're not working with a professional client. If you're working with a professional client, just avoid this thing. This is just going to make you look like an idiot half the time. If you're a professional, then this is what you need to be using to trigger your off-camera flash. These guys are pocket wizards. They're not cheap, around $180 each, and you'll need one on your camera and one for every flash that you want to trigger. But they are reliable and they will not let you down. And when it comes to working professionally with a client, that is exactly what you need. It's pretty simple. One goes on top of the camera like so, just as you've seen with the other systems. And then one connects to the flash. Like so. That's it. So there you have it. I hope that I've helped you to understand a couple of the options and hopefully to make an informed decision. If you'd like to see more of my work, please visit my website. It's www.greglumley.com, or why not friend me on Facebook? There is Greg Lumley.